There are moments in history when a nation doesn't whisper, it roars, when silence is no longer survival, but surrender, and we were never built to surrender. This isn't just a story about bombs or borders. It's about a billion hearts beating as one, refusing to be silenced. It's about fire in the soul, steel in the spirit, and truth that cannot be erased. What you're about to witness isn't a speech, it's a wake-up call, a storm of revelation, a spark meant to ignite your belief. Stay till the end, because in this silence, we're about to unleash thunder. China's EMP Blackout bomb is not just a weapon, it's a message. It operates not by fire or explosion, but by silence. Electromagnetic pulse EMP weapons are designed to emit a burst of electromagnetic radiation that can cripple every modern electronic device in its path. From satellites and radars to cell phones, communication systems, banking networks, defense infrastructure, everything goes dark in an instant. These devices don't explode, they erase. And that's what makes them terrifying. They turn the battlefield into a graveyard of signals. China has been developing such high-altitude EMP weapons for years. The strategy is simple but devastating. Detonate a device high above the target zone, and let the invisible wave sweep across. No physical damage, no buildings falling, but everything stops. Jets can't take off. Missiles can't launch, early warning systems are blinded, and without firing a single bullet, the war is won before it begins. The Chinese military has been investing in non-nuclear EMP NM bombs that can be delivered via aircraft, satellites, or even drones. These aren't science fiction. These are real, tested, and advancing rapidly. Their goal: to dominate the electromagnetic spectrum, what modern warfare now calls the fifth domain, after land, sea, air, and space. Unlike conventional bombs, EMP weapons are designed to collapse infrastructure without human casualties, making them a tool of psychological warfare too. One sudden blackout, and a country is sent into chaos. This is what makes China's Blackout bomb so dangerous. It disables not just machines, but morale, coordination, and command. It's no surprise that such developments have caused serious concern across the globe. Nations are not only watching, but preparing. And for countries like India, ignoring this shadowy threat is not an option. It's an invitation to defeat. India's strategic response to China's EMP Blackout bomb has not been loud or flashy. It's been calculated, deliberate, and rooted in ancient wisdom blended with modern science. The moment intelligence reports confirmed China's development of high-altitude EMP weapons, Indian defense circles shifted gears. The goal wasn't just to react, but to respond with equal, if not superior, strength. And that's where India's counter-EMP initiative began to take shape under a codename whispered in defense corridors, Project Surya Shakti. Unlike traditional warfare where firepower dominates headlines, this was about mastering the invisible realm. Electromagnetic warfare. India understood quickly that in a world driven by technology, the next big war wouldn't be fought with just tanks or fighter jets. It would be fought with frequencies, pulses, and invisible forces that could paralyze entire nations. So, while the world debated China's rising tech threat, India began building its own electromagnetic arsenal, brick by brick, wire by wire, in utmost secrecy. This response was not just about replicating China's Blackout bomb. It was about outsmarting it. India's defense planners focused on not only developing its own EMP capability, but also integrating it into a layered electronic warfare doctrine. The result: a technology-driven countermeasure that could neutralize, mirror, or retaliate against any attempt to throw the nation into the dark. By combining homegrown innovation with strategic foresight, India sent a clear signal. It would not be a silent spectator. The nation's response is not just a reflection of scientific capability, but a symbol of sovereign determination. It's a message that while others may threaten darkness, India prepares to shine its own powerful light, ready for whatever may come. The strategy was set in motion, not for headlines, but for national survival and regional stability in an age of digital warfare. The Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) has long been the silent architect behind India's most advanced strategic capabilities. and its role in developing a counter to China's EMP Blackout bomb is both critical and far-reaching. DRDO operates like the brain of India's defense innovation, and when news of China's electromagnetic threat surfaced, it became clear that this was not just a matter of national security. It was a technological race for survival. DRDO's scientists and engineers began working closely with the Strategic Forces Command and other top-tier military labs to explore and refine electromagnetic pulse technology. The goal was not simply to copy China's methods, but to design a uniquely Indian solution, one that could operate effectively across the vast and varied terrain of the subcontinent. Whether in the deserts of Rajasthan, the Himalayan borders, or the coastal zones, India needed a weapon that could adapt, function, and strike with precision. This challenge was immense. It required not only building the pulse-emitting devices, but also ensuring they could be deployed through multiple platforms: aircraft, satellites, missiles, and drones. DRDO focused on non-nuclear EMP devices to avoid international backlash while ensuring battlefield effectiveness. These devices are capable of emitting intense bursts of electromagnetic energy that can disable enemy electronics within a wide radius, turning their advantages into instant vulnerabilities. In addition to the offensive aspect, DRDO's role extended to building India's shield, hardened circuits, radiation-resistant communication hubs, and robust power backup systems that could survive an incoming EMP attack. This dual approach, offensive capability and defensive resilience, showcases DRDO's depth and strategic foresight. With deep research, indigenous technology, and unwavering dedication, DRDO laid the foundation for India's electromagnetic warfare readiness, proving once again that innovation, when driven by purpose, becomes a nation's greatest weapon. India's counter-blackout bomb is built on advanced technology that goes far beyond traditional warfare tools. At the core of this innovation are microwave pulse emitters and non-nuclear EMP devices, sophisticated systems designed to generate intense electromagnetic fields capable of disabling electronic equipment across a targeted zone. These weapons don't destroy buildings or cause physical explosions, but they render everything electronic useless in a matter of seconds. The brilliance lies in their subtlety and precision. They can shut down enemy systems without leaving behind obvious damage or casualties. The microwave pulse emitters developed by Indian scientists release focused beams of high-frequency energy. When aimed at specific targets such as radar installations, command centers, or drones, they can knock out circuits, jam communication, and disorient enemy operations. These emitters are compact enough to be deployed from aircraft or unmanned aerial vehicles, giving India flexibility and reach in different combat scenarios. Non-nuclear EMP technology is especially crucial for India's strategic doctrine. By staying away from nuclear-based EMP, India avoids violating global treaties or escalating conflict beyond control, while still maintaining a powerful deterrent. These devices create electromagnetic bursts that affect a localized area, ensuring that the damage is controlled and doesn't spill over into unintended zones. This is vital in modern warfare, where precision and proportional response matter more than brute force. India has also worked on developing hardened platforms to withstand similar attacks. So, while the Blackout bomb disables enemy electronics, India's own infrastructure remains protected through reinforced electronics and fail-safe systems. This dual use of technology for both offense and defense ensures that India can not only strike back effectively, but also continue operating in the midst of an EMP-based attack. The integration of this cutting-edge technology into India's defense architecture demonstrates a clear shift towards next-generation warfare readiness. India's operational mobility in deploying its counter-blackout bomb sets it apart from many global powers. While nations like China are focused on space-based EMP weapons that require high-altitude detonations or satellite-based platforms, India has taken a more flexible and dynamic approach. The Indian strategy revolves around mobility, deploying electromagnetic pulse weapons from land air, and even sea-based platforms, giving the nation the power to strike swiftly and adaptively across multiple terrains. One of the most crucial aspects of this strategy is the use of aircraft and drones to carry and deploy EMP devices. Fighter jets and unmanned aerial vehicles equipped with compact microwave or EMP payloads can be dispatched deep into enemy territory or defensive zones. These platforms are not only fast but also capable of maneuvering into complex environments, ensuring that the EMP strike is both precise and timely. Additionally, India has explored the use of ballistic missile systems like the Agni series as delivery vehicles for its EMP technology. These missiles, already capable of reaching long-range targets, can be modified to carry non-nuclear EMP payloads, creating a strategic option to disable key enemy infrastructure without causing physical destruction. This integration shows how India is blending traditional deterrent systems with futuristic warfare tools. Moreover, the mobility of these systems means that they are hard to detect and even harder to intercept. Whether it's a drone flying low through a mountainous corridor or a supersonic aircraft reaching enemy airspace within minutes, the deployment can happen without much warning, giving India the element of surprise. This operational flexibility not only boosts offensive capability, but also enhances defensive posture, allowing India to respond from multiple points even if some systems are compromised. It's a clear demonstration of how mobility and modern warfare are now inseparable. India's counter-blackout bomb is not just a technological advancement, it's a powerful component of a larger strategic vision known as asymmetric deterrence. In a world where global powers often rely on overwhelming force, India is choosing a smarter path, matching or exceeding threats not through size, but through precision, innovation, and calculated capability. The development of an EMP-based weapon is a prime example of this mindset, leveraging advanced science to level the playing field against more numerically or technologically dominant adversaries. Asymmetric deterrence allows a country to inflict serious consequences on an aggressor without having to mirror every one of their military capabilities. Instead of building massive fleets or endless stockpiles, India focuses on weapons that can neutralize an enemy's strength by targeting their vulnerabilities. EMP weapons are designed to do just that. By disabling electronic systems, communication networks, and digital infrastructure, India can stop an adversary's offensive even before it starts, and without engaging in prolonged physical conflict. This doctrine is also psychological. It sends a message to potential adversaries, particularly China, that India is not intimidated by unconventional threats. In fact, India is prepared to respond with equal or greater sophistication. The counter-blackout bomb is a silent reminder that any attempt to paralyze India's command or communication systems will be met with a swift and devastating retaliation. It ensures that any blackout inflicted on India will not be one-sided. India's adoption of this strategic deterrence approach also shows maturity in its defense thinking. Instead of reacting emotionally to external provocations, it invests in quiet strength. Asymmetric deterrence through EMP technology enhances India's credibility on the global stage, showing that the nation can defend its sovereignty not just through arms, but through intellect, adaptability, and unwavering strategic clarity. India's EMP development is deeply connected to its growing cyber warfare shield, forming a dual layer of defense that protects the country's digital and electronic backbone. As the battlefield evolves from the ground to cyberspace, India has recognized that it's not enough to just have the ability to strike back. It must also be able to survive and operate even during the most technologically crippling attacks. That's where the cyber warfare shield comes in, a network of secure systems, hardened circuits, encrypted communications, and advanced firewalls designed to resist EMP attacks and digital sabotage. An EMP weapon, by nature, disrupts everything that depends on electricity and electronics. That means radars, satellites, missile guidance, telecommunications, and even power grids could be rendered useless in seconds if not adequately protected. India has worked meticulously to ensure that such critical infrastructure is insulated from this risk. Military facilities are being equipped with Faraday cages, structures that block electromagnetic radiation, to protect sensitive equipment. Specialized hardened chips are being integrated into key systems, allowing them to continue functioning even under EMP exposure. Alongside physical protection, India's Cyber Command has enhanced defensive protocols, backup communication systems, alternate data pathways, and real-time encryption cycles have been embedded into the structure of the military's digital networks. This ensures that even if an EMP wave takes out one part of the system, another is ready to take over instantly. The aim is not just resilience, but continuity of command and control, ensuring leadership can still direct operations under electronic siege. This integration of EMP readiness with cyber defense reflects India's understanding of modern hybrid warfare, where the line between physical attacks and digital attacks is vanishing. The cyber warfare shield works in tandem with EMP strategy, making sure India's defenses are not just strong, but also smart, agile, and unbreakable in the face of invisible warfare. India has taken a methodical and discreet approach to testing and simulation in the development of its counter-blackout bomb. Recognizing the sensitivity and potential global implications of EMP technology, Indian defense agencies have prioritized secure, controlled environments to evaluate the effectiveness and resilience of both offensive and defensive systems. Much of this critical work has been conducted in isolated regions, particularly the deserts of Rajasthan, where vast open land provides a safe and classified setting for electromagnetic experimentation. These simulations are not limited to simply testing the blast radius or power of an EMP device. Instead, they involve complex modeling of electronic disruptions on real-time communication networks, radar systems, and military-grade electronics. By creating simulated battlefield conditions, Indian defense scientists can assess how various equipment responds under electromagnetic stress, and what measures can be implemented to harden them against failure. In these secure zones, dummy radar systems, communication arrays, and drone technologies are exposed to controlled electromagnetic pulses to study the exact impact on their circuits and operational integrity. The data gathered from these trials help engineers refine pulse frequencies, pulse duration, and shielding technologies to ensure maximum effectiveness without collateral damage. Additionally, simulations are also used to assess how India's infrastructure, both military and strategic, would hold up against a similar attack from an adversary. These exercises allow for adjustments in both offensive strike capabilities and defensive shielding techniques. Indian agencies are also believed to use advanced computer modeling, including AI-based prediction systems, to simulate large-scale EMP effects on urban infrastructure, airports, missile launch facilities, and satellite ground stations. By combining field trials with high-end simulations, India is crafting an EMP response that is not theoretical but battle-ready. These preparations demonstrate how seriously India is treating this silent, invisible threat, and how deeply it is investing in ensuring that its systems do not collapse under electromagnetic pressure. India's revelation of its counter-blackout bomb is not just a technological announcement. It is a bold geopolitical message to the world. In a time when nations use information, energy, and cyber tools as instruments of pressure and control, India is making it clear that it will not stand idle while others threaten its sovereignty through unconventional means. The unveiling of an indigenous EMP weapon is a signal that India is not just capable of defending itself, but is prepared to shape the balance of power in the region through innovation and strategic assertiveness. This move challenges the narrative of technological superiority often projected by countries like China. By developing its own blackout bomb, India has shown that it is not dependent on foreign systems or limited by traditional warfare boundaries. It is declaring that it too possesses the means to disable, disrupt, and deter any hostile act carried out through the electromagnetic domain. Such a demonstration reshapes India's image, from a regional player to a technologically confident power willing to respond on its own terms. The message is also directed at India's adversaries who may have assumed that stealth technology and cyber tactics would give them unchecked dominance. By revealing its EMP capability, India is drawing a line. It will not be vulnerable to high-tech aggression. Instead, it will be ready with tools that match the threat, strike with precision, and defend with resilience. Furthermore, this strategic revelation boosts India's standing among its allies and global partners. It tells the world that India is prepared not only for traditional warfare, but for future wars that will be fought in silence, in circuits, in satellites, in signals. The counter-blackout bomb serves as both a shield and a sword, reinforcing India's determination to be a nation that no longer reacts but leads in the era of next-generation defense. In a world where silence can be weaponized and darkness can strike without warning, India has chosen not to live in fear but to rise with foresight and fire. The counter-blackout bomb is more than just a technological marvel. It is a symbol of resilience, readiness, and resolve. It sends a clear message to any who seek to challenge our sovereignty. India stands prepared, powerful, and unafraid. To every citizen, soldier, and scientist, this is your victory too. Thank you for standing with truth, strength, and vision. Stay inspired, stay aware, and may your light never be dimmed. Good luck and Jai Hind.